So this is Bellevue Memorial Park, which is a cemetery that was put here in the late 1800s. This cemetery here has a lot of significant people pertaining to Ontario's history, such as the Danks family. Each member of the Danks family lies next to each other. This is Vina Frances Danks. For those of you who don't know who Vina Danks was, she was the very first principal at the Ontario Junior High School, which is now known as Vina Danks. Back in 1922, she became the principal, and she was principal for that school until 1938, when she suddenly died of a heart attack. And then in 1939, Ontario Junior High School changed their name to Vina Danks Junior High School in honor of Vina Danks. The school was then knocked down because of an earthquake issue, but then in 1975, when they built the existing school, they changed the name once again to Vina Danks Middle School. And this is where her and her family are laid to rest forever. This is a very historical spot in Ontario. I don't want to, poke fun at anything or anyone. Everybody here was once walking this earth. So we have to remember, this is not a place for entertainment. Some of these people have died almost 100 years ago. It's pretty mind-boggling to comprehend such a thing. But I'm old enough to understand that that is the circle of life, and we all must expire sometime. These tombstones are just amazing. You don't see these anymore. And the city does a good job with keeping up this place. I always see them working on the lawn. They're always watering the grass. And for the most part, all of the tombstones are clean. This is a very, very pretty cemetery, and it's very, very old. There hasn't been any rumors or evidence that it's haunted. And this place is still being visited by family members. Somebody placed flowers right next to that tombstone. Right here is the older portion of the cemetery. Over there is a newer portion. And what's very strange is for many years I have noticed that during the holidays, this area is not decorated at all. There's no decorations on any of these tombstones. Over there, every single grave is decorated. That is because this area is over 120 years old. A lot of these people are no longer with us. There is one individual who I must find before I leave. It's actually pretty weird being next to his grave here. I've read so much about him, and he was such a powerful individual. George Chaffey, the founder of Ontario. So he was born in 1848 and he died in 1932. He came from Canada with an idea. He wanted to purchase land and to make his own town. It was a dream for him, and especially during that time, it was a dream for somebody to come to the United States for a better opportunity and to succeed, as he did. He created not only the city of Ontario, but also, in a sense, Upland, California. He was definitely a pioneer for his time, and Ontario wouldn't be Ontario if it wasn't for George Chaffey. And actually, some of the buildings that he had his office in is located on Euclid Avenue, and they're still up. Actually, his brother, William Chaffey, used a building that's located on Transit and Euclid Avenue. There is nobody on earth, no matter how famous you are nowadays, there is nobody that's going to create another town or another city. He was also the founder of Chaffey High School. He built two different high schools. The first high school was built in the late 1800s and lasted until the 1930s. And then that was damaged by an earthquake, so he had to build the current Chaffey High School, which was built in 1937 or 8. He was such a powerful man. He created Ontario. He created a place for many people to live. And he was just a normal person like you and I. This is where he was laid to rest, and this is where many, many other people are laid to rest as well, such as Civil War soldiers and the Milligans, the Drapers. And it's a huge cemetery. It would take me a long time to find these graves. You're able to find it online. I didn't come prepared. I didn't look online. I knew where Vina Danks' grave was, and I knew where George Chaffey's grave is. So I just decided to come over here to pay respects and to thank them and to share with you guys some of their history. I hope I don't offend anybody by being here and paying my respects. Like I said, this is a very, very old cemetery, and in a sense, this portion of the cemetery has been forgotten about. Like I said, people don't decorate this area like they used to back in the days, and it's kind of sad. It's very, very sad. This year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate it myself. During Christmas next month, you guys are going to be seeing a flower or something along that nature next to every single one of these tombstones. So when you guys are driving by and you see that, that's because I did that. The city doesn't do that. They don't do it either. Nobody really does it. But for many years, I've noticed that, and it makes me sad. So this year, I'm going to do that.